is the book of victory. Tell us that we win.
Hallelujah. We win.
The book of victory.
Hallelujah.
Let's get a psalm in another hand. Amen. For laboring and strong with us. Our time is getting away from us, but let's go straight to the climax of our service. That is the word of the Most High. We want to greet all those in the name of Yeshua. I show them that after class. Amen. I show them after class. And so, Father, we bless you. We thank you once again for allowing us to lift up holy hands that you have made clean, and praise you with the lips that you have made clean. And so today, Father, we ask that you will watch over your word to confirm it, Father, that you revive your people that as only you can, Father. You said man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from your mouth. We bless you and we thank you. May we be blessed by the lesson today. In the mighty name of Yeshua, may sign and wonder be done in the mighty name of Yeshua. May those that in pain in their body, trouble in their mind, will be restored today in the mighty name of Yeshua. We need you. You're a great God, and we call upon thee to restore your people today and make us one in your hand in the mighty name of Yeshua. You may be seated in the presence of the Most High. I want to greet all those who are tuning in by Facebook. We thank you for tuning in to this powerful ministry here, and I know that you're going to be blessed by the word today. Keep us in prayer. We have a lot to be going on even today and tomorrow. You got to show up tomorrow because it's our kingdom banquet that we're gonna bring in our citizenship tomorrow. So if you want to be listen, you don't want to miss tomorrow. You don't want to miss tomorrow. So everyone is going to be our citizenship banquet. So if you want to be a citizen, this is how we start out this year. So when we move into 2019, which is the secular year, and then we find ourselves in our biblical year, which is Passover. Passover is our new year, but we move into the secular year. If you want to be a part of this ministry tomorrow at 4 o'clock, you need to come here. It's going to be set up. I'm excited about the Most High about to do, because it reminds me in Numbers chapter 2, not Numbers chapter 2, but Numbers chapter 1, that if you pay attention, that the children of Israel was at Mount Sinai 2 years before they began to march out to the promised land. Y'all made sure that everything was in order before they got to moving. And I believe that once we get in order as Israel, then he'll begin to march. He began to lead us into places that he desired for us to go. Not us, but where he wants us to go. Yeah. David said he lead us in what? He lead us in green pastures. He's the one that leads us. Yeah. He's the true God in life. So everyone that's here today, many people out, maybe under the weather or whatever it may be, but the Most High know who's going to be here today and tomorrow. So I'm going on record. I got all my stuff is already set up here. So 4 o'clock, I got my brisket already ready, and it's gonna be on tomorrow. So everyone that wants to be a part of this ministry, moving in as a 2019, that we have everything set up for the citizenship papers and everything, and so we'll be moving forward so that you can have your name written in this book and the book in heaven. Amen. Hallelujah. So I expect everyone to be here. Amen. I expect everyone. You need some gas money? Hit me up after a service. Amen. Amen. Then everybody hit me up. Amen. Y'all ready for the word? Amen. Woo! This teaching here. My. This teaching here is going to hit home, everybody, because we all walk in this area. If you see what Nebuchadnezzar said at the end of his testimony, this teaching or lesson is called a lesson in pride by none other than Nebuchadnezzar. He's trying to teach us pride. We all walk in pride. Amen. Amen. As I was pondering, I said, well, the moment a person say I don't walk in pride, he's walking in pride. Because a pride is to admit that you're walking in pride. Amen. And pride is one of the most dangerous things that y'all hate. Amen. Think about how pride that we can be. Now, I'm not talking about proud. I'm talking about pride. You too proud to live in certain neighborhoods. Yeah, I said, believe it or not, there's people like that. Think about that. How can we tell the Most High, well, we won't live when we're supposed to be an ambassador to represent him?
Come on,
Because you notice that the children of Israel didn't choose their address in Babylon. Huh? Think about pride. Pride is dangerous. We can boast in our careers. Huh? We have pride in our education. We can have pride in my kids are smarter than your kids. I'm telling you how dangerous pride is.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes we can have so much pride that I don't want to be seen with some of my kin folks. Ouchie.
Tell it.
I'm trying to tell us how dangerous pride is. That some folks will have so much pride that they can't come to this little building because it's too little.
Tell it.
They grew up in a mega church and they come to this here.
Oh, come on.
You know, some folks are so proud that they won't even wash dishes at home. Think about this here. I'm saying, what kind of pride am I walking in pride? I'm too good to go teach somewhere and there's only a few folks there? Well, I already passed that test.
Yes, you have.
Think about how dangerous pride is. And we're going to have a lesson with Nebuchadnezzar on pride. And listen, and I pray that Yah will speak to us all.
Yes, sir. Yes, yeah.
Because it's so dangerous. It's abomination to the Most High. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. Cameraman, I'm going to work today, so you got to be moving because I feel like I'll be in prison over there. And I'm not.
I noticed that.
Amen. I'm going to have to be moving here. I'm going to bring you up here on Sunday and me, you're going to have to work this thing. Proverbs chapter 6, what I said, verse 16? 16, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
These 6 things does the Lord hate.
Uh-huh.
Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Uh-huh.
A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood.
So now we see there are things in the Holy Scripture that Yah hates.
Yes, sir.
See, we don't mind saying that he hates Esau, right? But he loved Jacob. But the Scripture said that this proud look, Yah hate this here. He hated. He's trying to show us that it's dangerous to have a so proud that you don't elevate yourself with your education, your nice houses. Now you don't want to come around your ghetto brothers and sisters.
Tell it.
You know there are some kids like that.
Amen.
They'll reach a certain status in life. Now don't want to associate with your brothers and sisters. Oh yeah.
Amen.
That's pride. Y'all say it's abomination. And notice what comes out the pride. You be lying. I ain't proud lying.
Yes.
Now remember, I ain't talking about proud. I'm proud of your graduation. I ain't talking about, I'm talking about pride. Let's look at another one, chapter 16. And we're going to read verses 5 and 18. So before we even get into Daniel chapter 4, let's just take a look at pride. Let's see what the Bible says about pride. Chapter 16, verse 5, I said, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination.
Oh, where does it start?
In heart.
In the heart. Notice, in the heart. It starts here. Listen, this message Had to start with your personal. Am I really so proud that I can't go here? I can't do this. I can't. I'm talking about this dangerous. We're talking about pride. Read it again.
Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Elohim. Though hand join in hand, he should not be unpunished.
Other words, you go find somebody that's proud just like you and make you feel good about yourself. No. It's abomination. It's disgusting. Verse 18.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goes before destruction.
Whoa. Go ahead.
And a haughty spirit before a fall.
Notice. All we doing is just allowing the word to speak to us.
Yes, sir.
We see that it starts in the heart.
Right.
Yeshua says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Right.
Even if you can't think of it now, let the word enter into our spirit that when we begin to walk in pride, then the Holy Ghost got something to work with. And no, that's walking in pride. You see? Because we need the word to show us. Because, listen, because, trying to search because nobody really want to say, I'm walking in pride. Pride is, listen, if you can't find it right now inside your life, it's hiding. It's slick.
Come on.
Because I was trying to find it inside. Oh, you slick devil. I know you there. I know you there. Because why? We flesh and blood. I know it's there somewhere, Pastor Jay. I'm in the garage trying to find, searching my heart, oh, yeah. See, I got to dig. Sometimes a situation has to occur. Yeah. Then you realize, man, that was powerful. You misquoted that, but you couldn't tell that person that, because I'm the Bible scholar. But really, though, even when you get something wrong, going back to tell someone that I was wrong. Even if you put it on Facebook, go back, say I was wrong. It's incredible. It's incredible. This pride is dangerous. What verse was that again? Okay. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 26. Because if we won't listen to the word, my little speech ain't going to do nothing. Verse 12.
Proverbs chapter 26, verse 12. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than him.
Huh?
Wow.
I mean, you can be cut by the word and still be smiling ouch.
Yes. Amen.
You know how they say, you ain't got to make no, just ouch. See, these ain't no shock, man. This here is to keep us.
Yes, sir.
To keep us from walking in pride. Let's go to James, the famous one. James, the book of James. So that when we do get the next, he say, I warned y'all. These are the people that brag about what they're going to do. James chapter 4, verse 13. Start at verse 13. Always bragging about what they're going to do. James had to rebuke them. Go ahead.
James chapter 4, verse 13. Go to now, ye that stay, or say, today or tomorrow we will go in such a city and continue there a year, and buy and sell and get gain. Whereas you know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? Is it even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanish away? For that it ought to say, if the Lord wills, if Jehovah wills, we shall live and do this or that. But now ye rejoice in your boasting. All such rejoicing is evil. Therefore to him that know to do good, do it not, to him it is sin.
All James is saying, I saw a marriage. I didn't see it personal, but I'm sure some of you probably saw it. I saw two groups that made the news. One had just came from a wedding, just got married, killed. One was going to a wedding, got killed. Can you imagine what they was planning about? Can you imagine what they was planning? To live their life together? Children, houses, all these things. And this is what James said, listen, believers, don't get it twisted. If y'all will. And he's talking to, if you go back to James chapter 1, he's talking to the 12 tribes of Israel, those that are scattered abroad. He said, listen, don't get your life so twisted. Your life is just a vapor. Here today, gone tomorrow. Amen. Now, what you ought to say, James said, if y'all will.
Yes.
Let's think about it. Boasting. James said they're boasting about what they're gonna do. Nothing wrong with us wanting new house and new things, but when you begin to boast about planning these things, and these things just begin to consume you. I know that, man, when they began to build these houses, you know, these government houses, they're building them, and I was living right down the street, Texas City. And when they finished the house, the man died. Never got to sleep in the house. Never. I say, what? I never forgot that. Now, I don't know what he was boasting about. I don't know what he's bragging about. But he died. This scripture is trying to teach us. We are not to boast about what we're going to do.
Amen.
Because you have to understand, my beloved, that when you are born again, all your ambitions died. Now, if the Most High wants to resurrect that, that's fine. But listen, I shouldn't have the same ambition, the same career drive that I had back in the day. That's why when I tried some of my because I'm an entrepreneur. I sell this here. I tried to sell some stuff when the Astros had won the championship. I went down to Houston, to Harvard, bought me some, you know what I'm saying, some t-shirts, right, boy? And so I listen, I'm I can't use that word no more. I was a hustler. And I was amazed. I got out here. I ain't even had to drive. I sold, I'm going to show you maybe about 10 shirts. I didn't have it no more. I didn't have to drive for that no more. I've been tended by the kingdom. That's my drive. I mean, even though I was having flashback about back in the day, but I used to steal out my clothes. I mean, I was a good seller. Am I right, Pam? I'm a good seller. Even to this day, God still try to say, sure, we gonna open up a store. I say, man, that chapter closed. It's gone. The thrill is gone. Do you hear me? The thrill is gone. And so when you've been touched by the kingdom of Yah, watch this here, our selfish ambition gone. He's supposed to be. If not, he'll find a way to humble you.
Amen.
So James tells us, don't be boasting about what you're going to do, all this kind of thing. Say, yeah. If Yah will.
Amen.
You better try to put that on there. If Yah will, we'll go here. If Yah will, then I guarantee you, your friends will get tired asking you what you're going to do. Well, if Yah will, we're going to go to the game. If Yah will, we'll buy this house. If Yah will, oh, Yah. I'm just saying, man.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Watch this here. Go to 1 John. And soon your mama said, I knew I was on the right track. She said, if Yah can touch a king, I heard them say, if Yah can touch a king and humble him. I said, oh yeah, I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track. Because why? It was a few things pulling at me. And everything that comes across my mind or cross past my path don't mean I have to bite on it. Case in point that you saw the altar, right? Y'all saw the altar that they set up, right? So I mean, I didn't want to. I went there, I talked to my wife, and then I like, let me give it a little more time to the symbol.
Right.
See, I didn't want to be distracted from what I need, like, because why? Can you see why the enemy would not want me to touch on pride?
Oh, come on.
I don't touch on the altar. No, let's deal with this pride thing first.
Okay.
Because the altar ain't going nowhere.
No, it ain't.
What you saw ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
We just saw prophecy being fulfilled, whether it was a rehearsal or whatever. We're gonna touch on that. But let's deal with this first.
Yes, sir.
That ain't going nowhere, so I want y'all to know. It ain't slipped my mind. I saw it. 1 John, I said, right?
Yes, sir.
Since we head that away. 1 John chapter 2. Let's start at verse chapter 2, verses 15 through 17.
1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Go ahead.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride
And
of life.
what?
The
Pride of life. Look what I got. That's why listen, guys, I know that we can do a lot of things, but once you become a man of God, a woman of God, there are certain things that we have to think before we go do it. Because the world looks for excuses to throw stones at the man of God. Now, you can do what you want to do with your money. But y'all heard about what the car? It cost maybe $200,000? So now you can do what you want to do. But be ready for the backlash. Just don't look good. That's all I'm saying. It don't look good.
Amen. Right.
It don't look good. So I'm going to let y'all be the judge of that, but I'm saying us. It doesn't look good for me to drive a car like that when I know I got widows in this house.
Amen.
People struggling, trying to make ends. Why would I do that? That's just me. And y'all are the congregation. You know who's supposed to keep the pastor humble? Y'all.
Amen.
Y'all see me changing? Somebody had to have enough wisdom or some kind of, love for me to say, Pastor, can I talk to you for a moment? Then if I won't hear you, I'm walking in what?
Right.
See that? Y'all keep us in check.
Wow.
That's how you do that. Yeah.
Amen.
Very important. No pastor is above no one.
Amen.
We're not. I know how they make it look, how they elevate. Listen, it's the king. We lift up the king.
Amen.
And if we can keep that in mind, it doesn't matter how big we grow.
Amen.
Doesn't matter. We have to keep that. Because why? I'm flesh and blood. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Now, I said it.
Yes, sir.
I can be humble
Amen.
if I need to be humble. Now, if I got a relationship with you, you can speak to me. But if I ain't got one, don't come in my face. Really? Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Very important. You don't give, and you got all the comments. Pride. This is not from the Father. This pride is not from the Father. Let's go to one more, and then we're going to go on to check out our boy Nebuchadnezzar and see what he can teach us. Revelation chapter 3. Because there are times that the Most High, you can be so gifted or have such a revelation of the word and the way to teach that there are times that Yah has to humble you.
Yes, sir.
Ask the Apostle Paul. He said, I pleaded 3 times.
Yeah.
Paul had such an incredible understanding of the scripture that Yah gave him a thorn in his side just to keep him humble. Paul realized that. Yah would do that to us, to keep us humble. Very important. Let's look at this verse here, chapter 3. This is the last church in the book of Revelation this week. Lukewarm church. You know what I'm talking about. Laodicea church. They're bragging, always boasting about what they got. Start at verse 14.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 14. And unto the angel of the church of Lacedaemonians write, these things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness and beginning of the creation of Yah. I know thy works, and that thou art neither cold nor hot. And I would be word cold or hot.
Mhm.
So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold or hot, I will spew you out of my mouth.
Mm.
Because thou say, I am rich.
What do they say? Listen what they say. Because thou say I am what?
I am rich.
Uh-huh.
And increase with goods, and have need of nothing.
Now, they're bragging. They're bragging. This church is bragging. Now, listen, I want you to understand, this is a church, a mega church, a church saying we don't need, I can hear a church saying we ain't prayed in 20 years. See, that's the danger when you become mega and you got lawyers and doctors, these millionaires going there. Why do all that sweating? That's how they see it. Why do all that sweating? Why we don't listen? Hire some drummers, hire some guitars, huh? They bring in the best, and you think that's the ruach? Them people just got a gift. That's the danger of that. And this is what the church saying: we have need of nothing. We have need of nothing. That's dangerous right there. That's dangerous to be where you have need of nothing. You begin to walk in pride. But let's see what they say this here, but let's see what Yeshua said.
And have need of nothing.
Uh-huh.
And knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked.
Can you imagine? I see myself one way, but this is how Yeshua see me.
Yes, sir.
Think about that. That's a scary. Because I can see myself one way, but then if I ask you how you see me, like, well, Pastor. See, we all see ourselves a certain way. Am I right? But then if you ask someone close to you, like, So when you ask somebody how you see me, you better be ready. You understand? You better be ready. Because I know that I done rubbed some people the wrong way. I know I do some things and say some things. So you start bragging on me like I said, I don't know who you talking about. That ain't him. You so gentle, Pastor. You the best pastor I ever had. I'm like, nah, you're lying. Because I know me. Huh? I know me. I get on my nerves. Huh? I get mad at the things I say. So I know you got to get mad at the things I say. So I ain't that crazy. You think I'm all that? No. But if Yah still can use a man or woman if he humble and realize that I know I fall.
Yes.
I know I should have said that. Oh, why I act like that?
Yes.
But he can use us. If we humble say, Yah is if you think that you're going to get in the ministry and be flawless, you can't strike out unless you get up there and try to bat.
Amen.
You see? And we are so quick as human beings because the man of God is on stage, or the person on the basketball court or the football court, or you say the coach should have called this play. We know everything. That's what everybody should do. But we're not in that situation. We're not in that situation. So here's the thing that we have to understand, that this is the thing that's scary here, because when you look at this here, can you imagine this here? That Yah shows you the man of God backside, meaning his weakness. What you gonna do? Are you gonna be like Ham and go tell? Think about that. When you see a brother or sister weakness, are you happy that you see that he's weak in that area? You're walking in pride. See, we should never be quick to say, see, I told him he wasn't all that.
Yes, sir.
That's walking in pride. That's walking in pride. Now, my wife did say something this morning. She said that this is the first time that she's cheering for the Cowboys because she wants the Cowboys to win so that the Texans can win the division. So I confess, I told the truth. I don't want the Cowboys to win. I wasn't going to lie to her.
Come on, Pastor.
Think about this, guys. Pride. One of the things that I see, especially in our culture, Nebuchadnezzar, I'm gonna get you. That the danger of us, especially us as a people who have been oppressed, and it seems that when we get a little status, that we begin to look down at our people.
Amen. Come on.
I ain't never going back to that neighborhood. Really? Suppose that your upbringing was to go back to that neighborhood, the upbringing.
Amen.
You thought your education was to get you out of the neighborhood? No, your education was to go back to the neighborhood and educate them.
Yes, yes.
See, we got to understand why some of us have what we have. We really do. Think about this here. That when Daniel told the vision of Nebuchadnezzar in chapter 2, Daniel was promoted. Am I right?
Amen.
He could have said, oh, I got mine. But he didn't do that, didn't he? He said, listen, I got mine.
Right.
Huh? He rests back, didn't he? Huh? He rests back and say, listen, let me talk to you. I got mine. See? So when you really understand your promotion, you always bring somebody up with you.
Amen.
That's why I appreciate the gift that y'all give me, the understanding. And then I say, you know what? I ain't even charging no more. Listen, I got school on Monday and Thursday. If you want to come or not.
Amen. Hallelujah.
You would think you'd be beating the doors down, huh? Like, no, I get mine in the kingdom. I don't even want it right now. I let me store up some treasures.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Because the gift is not mine. I only have it for a season. I guess I'm about to just stay with chapter 4. Daniel chapter 4. Let's go to work. What time it is? Because my clock's saying one thing, but I don't think that's the right time.
143.
123?
143.
143? Patty? You took up all my time, Patty. I was letting you minister, amen. I was letting you minister because, listen, let Yah do what he does.
Amen.
Y'all have to understand that when she's singing like that,
yes,
y'all
sir.
just joining her healing. That's all y'all doing.
Come on. Come on.
That's all y'all doing. Hey. She said, I'm getting healed. If y'all want to join me,
Yes.
y'all ain't caught on to that yet?
Yes.
Amen. Now watch this here. We're going to get a lesson in walking in pride. A lesson walking in pride. Now this is what I want you to get. Oh, you got to get this here. This letter of chapter 4 is not written by Daniel, though Daniel writes it down. But this is written by Nebuchadnezzar. He's telling us, but Daniel is writing it down. But he's talking. It's Nebuchadnezzar is writing about how he was humble. You understand? Daniel ain't telling this here. This Nebuchadnezzar is reflecting on his life. How he came to a place of humility. He's going to talk about why he had to be humble. And you're going to find out in chapter 4 that this is not the same vision or the dream. Because why? Because it's talking about something else. And Nebuchadnezzar is talking about a tree. And Daniel chapter 2, he's talking about the 4 beasts. So this is something that that happened to him personal, and he wants the whole world to know. And so you have to understand that this is like he's writing this letter and sending it all over America, want everybody to know how he was humble. So think about that. This is Nebuchadnezzar telling his story all over Babylon and for all the world to read it and perhaps learn from him. So let's pick it up in chapter 4, verse 1.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar the king, unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the Most High Jehovah had wrote or toward me.
Now notice that. So he's going to begin to brag. Notice how he opened up his letters. So he's writing to all the people. So now he's not making this up. He's telling the people how he came to this revelation. Go ahead.
How great are his signs, and how mighty are his wonders. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and his dominion is from generation to generation.
Do you hear what this king? He's bragging about the king of all kings, but he's a king. But he let everybody know, listen, I'm just a man, but he's really the king. This is what Nebuchadnezzar trying to tell us, that listen, I'm a king, but I ain't all power. So he's going to brag on the king of kings. And so hope that you and I can read this later on and say, listen, don't get the tripping now. He said, listen, I got power, but listen, I had to be stripped of my power to be humble, to realize that he's the one that gave me the power. That's what he's going to say. Go ahead.
Verse 4. I, Nebuchadnezzar, was at rest in my house and flourishing in my palace. Woo! And I saw a dream which made me afraid. And the thoughts upon my bed and the visions of my head troubled me. Therefore made I a decree to bring in all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. Then came the magicians, the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers, and I told the dream before them, but they did not make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But at the last Daniel came in before me, whose name was Belteshazzar, according to the name of my Jehovah.
Now, notice this here. I want you to see what he did. Now, remember that this is a letter that went out throughout his province to all the languages of people. And so he's telling you that, listen, my little hint that came in, they couldn't tell me nothing. Yeah, these same guys in chapter 2 couldn't tell me nothing. I got them on payroll, but I don't know why I got them on payroll, because they ain't telling me nothing. But then he said, but listen, he's telling this business. He's telling us, he said, at last I called in Daniel. Now watch, he used Daniel's name first. Then he said, hold up, because some of y'all might not know him as Daniel. It's Belshazzar. So what y'all understand who I'm talking about? I brought Daniel in. He brought Daniel, he's bragging. Him and Daniel got a relationship together. So now he brings Daniel again. Go ahead.
In whom is the spirit of the holy.
Look how he testified.
And before him I told the dream, saying, O Belteshazzar, master of the magicians, because I know that the spirit of the holy Elohim is in thee, and no secret troubles thee. Tell me the visions of my dream, that I may see, that I have seen, and the interpretation thereof. Thus were the visions of my head and my bed. I saw, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached into heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all. And the beast of this field and had shadow under it, and the fowls of the heaven dwelt in the boughs thereof. And all the flesh was fed of it. Verse 13, and I saw in the visions of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and a holy one came down from heaven. And he cried aloud and said thus, hew down the tree and cut off its branches, shake off its leaves and scatter his fruit, lest the beast get away from under it and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump in his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass and the tender grass of the field. And let it be wet in the dew of heaven, and let his portions be with the beast in the grass of the earth. Let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and set 7 times pass over him. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of man and gives it to whomsoever he wills, and set up over it basis of man.
Selah. Think about this. This is what he's saying.
Hallelujah.
The book of Daniel is trying to tell you that the Most High is God.
Right. Yes.
He can do whatever he will. He promotes and he put down.
Right.
This is what he's trying to show us. So therefore, that no one can stop your promotion.
Yeah.
Nobody. You have to understand that it's the Most High that sets up and put down.
Yes. Amen.
It's the Most High decide what color you're going to be, what neighborhood, all these things. So he can elevate you wherever you are. Think about it. So this is what he's trying to teach us. So this is the dream that Nebuchadnezzar had. So now, when we get this point, because if you look at verse chapter 4 and you read on, you see I, this. He kept saying the I. So he's telling the story. Then we look at verse 18. He said, this dream I, King Nebuchadnezzar, have seen. Now he wants Daniel or Belshazzar to declare it, right?
Right.
Why? For he know the spirit of the Holy One is in him. Now this vision started when Daniel saw it. He didn't know it was amazing to him. Verse 19 says what?
Then Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, was astonished for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. The king spake and said, Belteshazzar, Notice that Daniel. Now notice I'm telling you, Nebuchadnezzar and Daniel had a relationship. Favor and exile. Daniel, for 1 hour, he pondered because he knows that, do I want to tell my friend this here? Think about this here in real life, because this is real life. Could you get a divine word about your friend and you got to tell him that this high position that you are, you're going to get cut down? Now, what would you do? He is Nebuchadnezzar. He is the king. He's going to be cut down to the ground. For 1 hour, Daniel didn't know anything. But we're so quick today, we always want to say, thus says the Lord. Instead of just like, man, how can I tell him this? See, this tell me that Ned and Dad had a friendship that agreed him to tell his friend that he's about to be humble. But Ned, they began to talk. Oh, I smell it now. Uh-oh. We got a few more minutes. Miss Bernice, what you throwing in there? I know you got him in there fan like this here. Don't act like y'all just kept silent. Go ahead and read it. Read verse 19 again. Okay. Then Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, was astonished for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. The king spake and said, Belteshazzar, let not the dream or the interpretation thereof trouble you. Belteshazzar answered and said, my lord, the dream to be to them that hate thee, and the interpretation thereof of thine enemies. Okay,
so now let's jump down to the interpretation. So Daniel said, I'm going to tell you, but I wish it wasn't about you. This is the interpretation, verse 24.
Verse 24. This is interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my lord the king, that thou shalt drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven. And 7 times shall you pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whomsoever he wills.
Do you hear that? Listen, he's trying to teach us something here. He keeps saying that the Most High rule it.
Right.
I gotta always listen. Think about this here. That Ned finna be humble. Now think about a person. I'm telling you that we all can be humble if we think that we are more than we think we are. If we think we more than we are, we can't live in a certain neighborhood. I got to drive a certain car. I got to dress in them. No. You can be humble. I can't help but mention that when I had my clothing store, I mean, that thing was, I could bring some pictures, like Nike store.
Amen.
Running around, doing my thing. I put Jesus in the box.
Amen.
Didn't let nobody know for about 5 years. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody. You couldn't be no back. I never mentioned his name not one time. They didn't know. That's why I got caught up in selling my clothes, selling my shoes. I went from a trunk of a car, now a tent, to the trunk of a car. And my mom said, boy, you better try to get these shoes out of my house. Now, but I'm saying I went from that, and then I got a building. I mean, I'll show you the place. This place was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, I made the front page of the Galveston Daily News. I mean, man, I was going to Vegas. I was going to shows. I mean, I was going. I could eat at any restaurant I want to. Now, I didn't know if I was walking in pride. I didn't know. Didn't have time to think about it.
Amen.
But I remember this here, that I remember, I don't know how it came about, but I knew it was time to give it up. I did. Something just came up, and I remember that I had my girlfriend, excuse me, wife, I had my girlfriend, and she saw the transformation that happened. And I just remember that something came upon me, and I had my store. And I just remember staying up all night reading about, it was like a waterfall process that just came over me. You know, I mean, I didn't care about women no more. I didn't care about clothes no more. I didn't care about no money no more. People say, man, what's going on? I said, man, I'm closing down. They say, why? I said, well, you know, man, I just want to close down. I ain't telling them yet that it was like, you close the thing down or be humble. And so I'm telling you a real story how I got to where I'm at now. And so I heard the call. I heard the call in my fornication, in my drugs. I heard the phone call. I wasn't cleaned up. I was dirty as the bee. But it was like y'all had enough. Say, okay, 5 years, grace, come back in. And I remember just sitting up every night, just reading. It was like my soul was just being filled. It was just being filled. And everybody coming and saying, what's going on, man? I said, oh, man, I'm just closing it down. But I knew what was going on. And so I'm saying to myself, either sell or sink. So I started giving stuff away, just giving stuff away. And disappointed. And so I went to, and I still remember this, I went from buying anything, eating anything, to eat ramen noodles.
Hallelujah.
And my mom said, what's up? She said, son, don't worry about it. You can come stay at the house. And I said to myself, I said, no. I said, Mom, I can't do that. But I said inside of myself, I said, no, I made this bed. I'm going to lay in it. And so I took my whooping. I did. I said to myself, I don't care if I had to sleep up on the night, because I took my whooping. I knew it was y'all. I said, I knew it was y'all. And I would not be standing here today if I didn't take that whooping. I'm saying it was hard though, but I took the whooping. You know what I'm saying? And I thank y'all because whom y'all love it, he disciplined. And that's what he did. I took that whooping. I hope that can help someone. Don't let my tears go to waste. And so this is what man is trying to teach us. That the Most High dwelleth and rule in the house. In the house. And be honest with y'all, I ain't asked for this.
Amen.
I ain't asked for this here. You get a lot of abuse in the ministry. A lot of abuse. Don't rush for this, Pastor J. Don't rush for this. Don't rush for this. You get a lot of abuse. Misunderstanding, all that stuff. But I learned from Moses, I can't strike the rock.
Yes. Amen.
You know, I learned from Moses. One time I got so hot one time, I just left the place and left y'all here and walked around the building until I cooled out before I said something. I wish I could do that all the time, but I did it that time. I did that time. Come on, Desert. Teach us, teach us, teach us. So he said that he give, that the Most High ruled in the kingdom of man, and he give it to whosoever he will. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And whereas thy commanded to leave the stump of the tree roots, thy kingdom shall be sure until thee. After that thou shalt have known that.
Notice that? Say, I'm gonna leave this here, right? I'm gonna leave some roots. I'm saying, now listen how Daniel's telling him. I could have just cut it down, uprooted, and ain't nothing.
Right.
He left me my life. He left me my right mind. And the same zeal that I had when I was selling clothes is even intensified.
Hallelujah.
For the word of Yah.
Thank you, Jehovah. Thank you.
Incredible. I can see it. I can see it back in my mind. And now I ain't there. Still being humble. Because when you get married, you get humble. You better learn to get humble.
Yes, sir.
People that don't want to be humble don't get married. Yeah.
Both sides, Pastor. Amen, sir.
The people that's single, they don't even know that they walk in pride. They don't. Can't nobody tell me nothing that's pride. And that's why they don't want to get married. Because they don't like to be told what to do.
Amen.
And so they think they're right. And so they have friends that surround them that agree to their mess.
Right. Tell it. Amen.
And they get married and they realize they've been walking in pride for years. Yeah. In marriage, we have to live on humility. Because we be wrong by 3 times a week. Am I right, guys?
That's all.
I know. I'm trying to give us some grace. I'm trying to give us some grace. But you have to understand that. In marriages, the way that we be boxing each other, you listen, we can't get tired saying I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
And ladies, let us apologize. I don't care if it's, he said 7 times, what now? 70 times 7.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know we screw up. Y'all know we mess up. Don't make us feel bad. Then what's going to happen? We're going to stop saying we sorry. So the worst thing that ladies that y'all can say to us, well, that's what you said the last time.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, I'm coming. Long as I'm coming back.
Help us.
Long as I'm coming back. He said, listen, he said, how many times should I forgive? Now he should say, how many times should you forgive your husband? As many times he asks.
Yes, sir.
Because once that man stop coming to saying that, that means that it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Right.
So I'd rather for someone in this ministry to be mad at me because I know they care. But if they just leave, they really don't care.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. I like the people that be mad at me in person. They just disappear. Yeah. So I don't care. Be mad. That means that you care. That means that you care. Now watch this here. So now he's telling him that kingdom. Now kingdom shall be sure to thee, after thou shalt have what? Knowledge. Yada, knowledge that the heaven do rule. That's what he said. Thou rule. Verse 27.
Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable.
Oh, watch how you finna counsel him. Let thou king my counsel accept thee. What do we want the king to do?
And break off thy sins.
Oh, break off thy sin. Now, thinking, Daniel is telling the king, you sinning. Y'all don't understand. He's talking to the king and saying, what you call me? He's calling the king a sinner.
Yes, sir.
You're sinning.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Okay, let's put it back in our day. Right now, you know your boss man who's over you, you know they sinning against you. You got the courage to tell them that? And they sang it in the choir. So it's not like you're talking to no heathen. And she go to church and you go to church. How you gonna like that? And then we didn't even get person in church. That people in churches sinning against each other.
Yes, sir. Amen.
And thinking somehow that God's going to work it out. He said, no, you work it out.
That's it. Amen. Yes, sir. That's it.
You work it out. I told y'all to work it out.
Yes, sir.
So if someone come tell you that, you sinned against me, you didn't, can you accept it? Can we accept it? When in my office, I call him out here if I wanted to. I'm sitting in my office, and I'm in my office. I don't want nobody walking through, whatever. And so, and when your brother opened the door, I told you, I said, no, don't come through here. So, but the way I said it, now he didn't know it, but the way I said it, you know what I'm talking about? And so before I came up here, he left and came back. I don't know why I'm just crying today.
That's all right, Pastor.
But I wanted him to know it doesn't matter what he said. It wouldn't have did, but I know how I said it.
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm sorry that I said it like that. I want to make sure that I tell you I'm sorry before I come out. He said, no, I know you just the woman comes out. I said, no, but I know the way I said it.
Amen.
You see, it's very important. Our wife might not be no big deal, but you know how you said it, or vice versa. You know how you mean it.
Amen.
You see what I'm talking about, guys? It's very important. And if we can keep our heart tender like that bother you, but then bother somebody else, I can work with a person like that.
Yes.
But he can't work with a person without, he shouldn't have came to my office like that.
Amen.
No, remember, who building is this?
God.
Who people are y'all?
God.
I have no right to do that. Have no right to do that.
Work on us, God.
Oh, you hear me?
Amen.
Listen, just because I'm a pastor, I ain't got no power to boss nobody around here. I'm just the over shepherd. That's all I am.
Watching over our souls.
That's all I am.
Watching over our souls, Pastor.
And listen, the best person, if you correct yourself, then y'all won't have to correct you.
Amen.
You must be great. The Bible says, judge yourself, you will not be judged. You know what you meant. You know how you said it wasn't right.
Right.
Am I my brother keeper? Now, you think I could be up here teaching like this here if I knew I said wrong to him like that, and then like then I'm sitting where he's sitting, no, I ain't crazy, and don't y'all do that, okay?
Amen.
Don't listen. Don't walk around here and we know that we rubbing each other the wrong way. We all going on the same journey.
Yes.
Let's keep the unity in there. We're gonna rub each other. Why? Because it's flesh. Walk in tabernacles. That's all we are. Animals. Walk in terror. If we don't have the spirit of Yah, then we act like animals.
Amen.
So notice that he said, break away thy sin, but don't stop there. So he said, okay, stop sinning, but then he want him to do something. What do you want to do? He said, stop that sinning and do what?
Break off thy sins, thy righteousness, and thy iniquities by showing mercy to the poor, and if it may be a lengthening of thy tranquility.
Now, Daniel trying to tell him that if you do these things, you can keep your kingship. That's what he telling the king. King, do this here. A prophet speaking to a king. He's trying to help him. He's trying to help him. So in the same process that we are all learning this thing today. And I pray that none of the words that are being said from his word will just go on a deaf ear, that we would deal with the pride in our own life when it comes up. The Ruach got something to work with.
Amen.
Think about that, especially if we married. I know how we are. I'm strong, my wife's strong.
Amen.
Watch this here. Now, go ahead.
All this came upon the king Nebuchadnezzar. At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom
Hold
of
up.
Babylon.
Now, hold up. Watch this here. Oh, you better walk. Now, watch this. Listen. After the whole year, this dude had to ponder. If you get up, you can work better. After the whole year. Think about this, the whole year. I done came to you and said some things. That Yah, listen, said some things through his word, by his word. Now he got the word. And look at the great spirit that Yah gave Nebuchadnezzar to deal with it. He had a whole year to ponder this situation. Now, he might have been doing good for about a year. Because that's what it looked like, huh? He was doing good for about a year. But he somehow he fell off.
Wow.
Like you and I.
Yes.
We receive a word from Yah, sure word, and start walking in it. I know he called me to do this here. I know he said do this here. But then we started doing it. And after a while, we started just to compromise, doing these things. But you know what you heard. And you either got confirmation. Didn't he? He told him what to do. And I'm sure that Nebuchadnezzar started doing that. Listen, it probably was a shark seeing the king passing out food to the homeless. That's what he told him to do. He didn't tell him to somebody else do it. You go do it.
Amen.
Show some love. Can you imagine King Nebuchadnezzar? And I can show you that this is the man that boiled his enemy alive.
Yes.
This is the man that put out his enemy eyes. Huh? This Nebuchadnezzar, and now he got to humble himself. He was a bad man. He was brutal. Now he had to humble himself.
Yeah.
This is like a gangster standing on the corner passing out turkeys. They used to shoot turkeys.
Amen.
So, but a year passed.
All right, then.
A year passed.
All right.
What happened after a year?
He walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon.
I want you to hear all these eyes and minds. My eyes and my mind. Go ahead.
The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the mighty of my power and for the honor of my
Do
majesty?
you hear what this man is saying now? Now, Nebuchadnezzar telling you what got him in trouble.
Right.
Now, this didn't happen on sea. He's telling you what got him in trouble.
All right.
This is what he said. He said, listen, I'll tell y'all what happened. Now, this is not really, I'm telling you, this what happened to me. That I began to trip. Think about this here. Babylon was like what? One of the 7 wonders of the world? The hanging garden, they still brag on it. This is the place you want to live back in the day was Babylon. No, ain't like y'all wouldn't live in Babylon because we're living in one now. You might was going to say amen.
Yes, amen.
So this man had built this. And so he's proud. And so this is what he's saying. That, read that again. That I was just chilling, talking.
The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty?
Go ahead.
While the word was in the king's mouth.
Think about that. Before, this is powerful. You just got a bonus check. And you begin to tell your co-workers what you're going to do with that bonus check. And before you can get home, your husband called and say, the water heater went out. The bonus is just $500. And guess how much the water heater costs? You got to put 3 more to it, Miss Bernie. Now, you just said if you get a bonus for Christmas, you was going to give a percentage. Use this for you don't have to mind. Using this here. But then all of a sudden now you're telling your coworker at the water thing what you're going to do. You saw these new shoes. But this is what I'm talking about, being humble. And this is what he's trying to teach us. This what got me in trouble. I built this here. I did this here. I went to college and got this career. I bought this house. I bought this. I. Now, I'm going to tell you why Yah hates pride. Because that's the same thing that got Satan in trouble.
Right.
I would the sin. I would be like the Most High. I. Well, we all say ain't no I in team, right?
That's right.
So this thing is not an I pastor. Even learning to get that out of my mouth. No intent, but I like, let me practice on saying we. See, why? Because now this is a community. It's not like, look what I did. Look what no. Look what we got. Well, I said, well, I didn't put, well, we got this.
Hallelujah.
I'm doing it for my sake.
Hallelujah.
Why y'all say we? I'm protecting me.
Amen.
Protecting me from me.
Good.
Even if you bought something at the house, say, honey, look what we bought. Like, I didn't know what I'm saying. So that I won't know the car that we bought. The house that we bought.
Amen.
You have to keep those things there. Nebuchadnezzar trying to teach us something here. I'm going to show you, and we'll come back to that verse. I'm going to show you another man that got in trouble for doing this here. Go to Acts chapter 12. Then we'll come back and let him close out on us. Acts chapter 12. I believe Marcel is verse 21 through 23. Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Listen to this guy here. What's his name?
Acts chapter 12, verse 21. And upon a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon his throne and made an oration unto them. And the people gave a shout, saying, it is the voice of Jehovah and not of man.
He done lost his mind.
Yes.
He done lost his mind. And what happened to him?
And immediately the angel of Jehovah smote him, because he gave not the Elohim the glory, and he was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost.
See that? This thing is so, I mean, setting people up with shows like American Idol. And people screaming and you're crying and all this kind of stuff. These people literally become idols. They're a worshiper.
Yes. Amen.
And you begin to live a certain way of lifestyle, you ain't trying to go back down. All walking in pride. He did not give glory to the Most High. Everything we do around here is supposed to be for his glory and his honor.
Amen.
Has to be.
Yes, sir.
If we can't wash dishes for his glory, then don't wash dishes. Everything, I'm telling you, it's simple things like that. Can you imagine that? That everything we did. Paul said, whatever you do, with the words of deeds, do it all for the glory. I set up cups for his glory. I mean, just thinking like that. If we begin to think like this, all for his glory. But because we think that I have to be on the out, you know what I'm saying, that people see me. No, it's behind the scene. It's behind the scene. Very important. Y'all don't care about the public. He's about the private life, the private things that we be doing to make this thing happen. When y'all walk in here, this place don't look like it's thrown together, don't it? Nah, it's put together because we be up here cleaning this place. We want this place to be presented that when it comes in, somebody might not never come back, but they'll say, man, that place clean? That place organized? Yeah. All for his glory and his honor. Let's go back to Daniel and let's close this thing. My cameraman. You remember where we're at? Verse 30. Just do 30 for me, please.
Okay. Verse 30, Daniel chapter 4, verse 30. The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken. The kingdom is departed from thee, and they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. And they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until you know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whomsoever he wills.
Do you see how they keep repeating that? That the Most High rule it.
Right. Amen.
This man for to go in exile for 7 years.
Yes.
7 years. 7 years. For to live like an animal for 7 years in his own palace. And who you think took care of him? Huh? Who you think took care of him?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Nah, his friend, Daniel. Daniel was there. That's how close they was. And you have to remember, his garden was just huge. He lived out there with his animals. 7 years till he come to his senses. 7 years. How long is it going to be before I come to my senses? If y'all is dealing with me about something, humble myself, dealing with this issue. Because blaming my wife or children or anybody else, it's not going to help when y'all is dealing with me.
Right.
And this what Ned, he's trying to show us, listen. He's trying to tell us, listen, this what got me in trouble. I thought everything I did, I said, I did it. And this is scary how that this king can open himself like that, and we read this here and bypass all that. You know a person cannot come into the kingdom until he stop walking in pride. Meaning that you and I have the knowledge. The first pride that we had to overcome is that we were sinners.
Amen.
Come on.
Yeah.
We have to overcome that. And so Ned is trying to show us that, listen, this is what is going to happen until you know that the Most High ruled in the kingdom of man and give it to whoever he will. Go ahead, verse 33.
The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar. And he was driven from men and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till the hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails were like bird's claws.
Now he's going to confess. Now he's telling you what happened to him, but then he want to tell you that after these. Now remember, these are 7 years living out there, eating grass. Listen, it's just incredible to even ponder that. That's why some people will say, well, you know, it didn't really happen. It's just an allegory. No, this really happened.
Amen.
But Nebuchadnezzar, he going to tell you what brought back him being restored. It's the same way that's going to restore us. Go ahead.
At the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up my eyes unto heaven, and my understanding returned unto me. And I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that lives forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation.
Now, does that sound like a confession?
Yeah.
Does that sound like a confession? He's confessing that he's the Most High. The Bible teaches that we confess that Yeshua, right? He's confessing who he is.
Right.
That's why I would not be shocked if Nebuchadnezzar is in the kingdom.
Amen.
Because after chapter 4, he disappeared from the scene.
Amen.
Chapter 5 dealing with his grandson. Come on. So he's out of the scene. All he did is show up, conquer, then 70 years passed, he's gone. But he's telling us this was happening to me. Go ahead.
Verse 35, and all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he does according to his will in the army of heaven, and among the inhabitants of the earth. And none can stay his hand or say unto him, what does he? What do you?
Go ahead.
At the same time, my reason returned unto me, for the glory of my kingdom, my honor, and the brightness returned unto me. And my counselors and my Lord sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and the excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase.
That's where I got the title from, right there. Huh? The humble. That's why James 4:6 say that he resists the proud.
Right.
Am I right? He resists the proud, but give grace to the humble. This is the lesson that Nebuchadnezzar is trying to teach us.
Yes.
I'm the king. I thought I was more than I ought to be. I thought I was more than I was boasting too much
Yeah.
on what I did, knowing that my breath and life come from him. We move and have our being because of him. Am I right?
Amen.
Very important. The more that we get established in life, the more that we have to be humble in life.
Amen.
That's what the scripture is trying to teach us. Let's close out. I'm going to read Ephesians chapter 2. Because I know if our master could humble himself, we can humble ourselves.
Amen. Amen.
Philippians chapter 2, starting at verse 2.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2. Wherein in time past you walked according...
No, Philippians.
Oh, Philippians.
That's all right.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being one accord of one mind.
And watch this here.
Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
Go ahead.
Let not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in the Mashiach, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, with Jehovah, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, who was made in the likeness of man. And being found in the fashion as a man,
He did what?
he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross.
So because he did that, he took on the worst humiliation death of all, the cross. Cursed is every man that dies on the cross, right? He took on this humiliation for us,
Thank you.
for you and I,
Hallelujah.
that did it, who knew no sin and became sin for you and I.
Thank
This is what he did.
Right.
He humbled himself. He did no wrong. And because he did that for you and I, what the Most High did for him.
Wherefore Jehovah also hath highly exalted
Now he
him.
exalted himself.
Exalted him,
Who exalted him?
the Most High.
The Most High did that. Don't worry about your boss man and your co-workers. He know how to humble them.
Amen.
He know how to humble them. Don't worry about them. You just keep serving
Amen.
in that Babylonian job. He know how to promote you.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah. Come on, Pastor.
He'll put him or her on a sick bed for 6 months until they learn how to humble themselves.
Tell it.
Go ahead. He exalted him, huh?
And gave him a name which is above every name. In that name of Yeshua, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth,
Hey, that's
and
good
things
enough.
under the earth.
That's good enough. I think that's enough for us to chew on.
Amen. Amen.
I think that's enough for us to chew on.
Hallelujah.
Messages like this here, guys, leaders, those that in leadership, man, just teach the word. Don't try to teach a message that move the crowd, make you feel good. Teach message that cut you too.
Amen.
Any word that you bring before the people should be cutting you. You and I should walk in here with wounds. Really, though. Because when the message cut you first, then the people will be cut. But don't stand up here and try to cut people first.
Amen.
So I know that by the Most High, His Spirit, that He will lead us.